What's going on? Zach here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Today we're going to talk about an amazing topic because who doesn't love a really good nuker or damage dealer? I'm going to say that because today I'm going to share my top 5 damage dealers that I use the most on my account. I'm going to show you how I built these champions, where I use these champions, and why I love these champions. So let's just jump to it. Actually, I want to give a quick... It's not even an honorable mention. It's just I almost included him on the list, but I don't use him at all. So I'd be like straight up lying to you guys if I did. However, YST, I did a collab with him about Cornelia, in case you guys missed that. We soloed Bommel with Cornelia in the updated build. Loved that video, loved having him on. And in that video, he's like, dude, Genzin, my favorite nuker in the game, bar none, my favorite champion in the game. And I'm like, really? Genzin, huh? I threw a little bit of shade in the past, and you guys let me have it in the comments about that, rightfully so. Dude, he is like the Energizer Bunny of damage and debuffs, man. So he's grown on me a lot. I don't use him really outside of Faction Wars right now, but I want to start using him. He's in a crappy build, just crap artifacts all over the place. So don't look at anything on the screen right now, other than how cool the masked man here looks. So Genzin is definitely up on my list of a champion that I want to extract more value and utility from. However, it's not about what we are going to do. It's about what we have been doing in today's video. So let me just start with, geez, she's got to be my favorite, you know? Sicia Flametongue, or Sicia. I'm seeing 2 pronunciations on YouTube go on with this champion. I say Sicia.
Sicia.
I don't know. Sicia Flametongue. First of all, look at her, man. Look at her. She's just a hunk of burning love going on right over here, man. I really like, aesthetically, she's, I don't know, pretty intimidating to say the least. I just love everything about her. Those big fiery wings, very cool champion. But what's better than her aesthetics? Her kit, right? So a 3-time hitter on the A1. So I have her in Giant Slayer tier 6 mastery. First of all, even the animations, those of you who have her, you know what I'm talking about. She just goes in there like just like a bat out of hell, goes in there and attacks the enemy and comes back and retreats really fast. Super cool. On her A2, she has an AoE with weaken, decreased defense, instantly activates any HP burn debuffs. So if the debuffs are predicated on enemies being under HP burn, you know, all you need to know about this ability, Flame Eruption, is it has probably the most damage potential in the game against, you know, when there's multiple targets alive, so you can get those ticks of HP burn off against everybody.
How did you say all that in one breath?
So I haven't found a better damage dealer, maybe with 1 or 2 exceptions also on today's list, in the game. For Hydra Clan Boss, for Spider 25, it's just absolutely insane. On her A3, she can grant an extra turn on another AoE, placing an HP burn, right? Attacks all enemies, places an HP burn first. 3 turns on a 4-turn cooldown, excuse me, and then grants an extra turn if the HP burn is placed on all enemies. Allows you to start a match with the Firestorm, right? Going back into the Flame Eruption. Oh my word. Also, Metaphysics is a really cool passive as well. In terms of artifacts, I have double cruel in perception gear on Sicia Flametongue. I have crit damage, I'm sure, on the gauntlets. I have HP percentage on the chest, and I have speed on the boots. Now, we say this all the time here on the channel, but don't be afraid of putting your nukers, and you'll see this on a few different occasions on these champions here. Don't be afraid of putting your nukers an HP percentage or defense percentage on their chest, right? You got to keep these champions alive. Now with Sicia or Sicia or whatever,
Sicia,
you can make the case that I should go defense percentage now that I'm kind of looking at her base stats, because 13k on the HP does not scale very well. So maybe I could redo this. Sure, I still gain a lot of HP from the chest, but when it's that low, 13k HP, which is the definite downside to this champion, you ought to at least be aware that percentage gear, you know, you're getting a very limited bang for your buck on these artifacts, right? So I've had to be critical of my own build, maybe go defense, try to get the HP from the accessories, which is a great place to get HP. So I think I did go attack on the ring, only because I have, like, look at these really solid, legendary ring. I get really solid rolls and glyphs on this, right? I'm getting, 18% defense and getting 17% on the HP already, and then another 20% on the attack. So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep this one on. But normally, nothing wrong with going HP on the ring as well. Crit damage on the amulet and accuracy on the banner. I should probably replace this banner, even though, again, 22 attack is not bad to have. Would like a little bit more HP and some speed also on this banner, again, if I had to be critical there. But total stats on Sicia is, I try to get over 40k, especially for Hydra, on even my Nukers, right? They need HP or they're going to die just like that, right? Especially if I don't come in with decreased attack on an AoE. There's so many different factors, but I try to have that baseline of at least 35k on the HP, even on my Nukers. So 2300 is okay, 2400 on defense, 206 speed, that's fine, and 345. Obviously, we need a lot of accuracy on her as well. A quick look at the masteries here. Nothing really outside the norm that you would expect on the champion. I already mentioned Giant Slayer. You definitely want to pick up abilities like Methodical for longer battles such as Hydra Clan Boss as well. It will definitely add up. Oh, you will notice that I went HP as well on the mastery instead of going for the accuracy. If you have enough accuracy on even your nukers or even your debuffers, why bother going with more accuracy when you can get 810 HP to help them stay alive, right? It's a common mistake that I see a lot of people doing. I just wanted to show you guys, just for the heck of it here. I'll try not to be this long on every single champion. Let me just, hopefully I have the team all ready to go. I have no idea what I have going on here. Didn't plan on showing these champions in action, so to speak. But I just want to show you guys. She has the accuracy in all battles by 60 as well, Aura. So she's just amazing. I want to show you how much damage she can do here. I'm not going to show you the entire fight, but check this out. Look at this. Here she comes. Boom! Oh my god, 2 million damage. 2 million damage. Now look at her A1 here. I just want to show you. I just want to show you what I was talking about, how fast she goes. I just really love. Can you tell that I really love this champion?
And now you're going to die.
Animations here. Here we go. Check this out. So I would normally come in with the A3 to kill the spider, but I just want to show you guys. Look at this. Boom! Woo! Very, very fun champion. Very cool. Can you tell I love her? One of my favorite, probably my favorite kind of damage dealer in the game right now. Champion number 2. As I said, this won't be an hour-long video, I promise, guys. Well, here he is staring right at us. Let's talk about Ninja, man. I mean, there's a couple different strategies for Ninja, right? There's actually plenty of, tons of different strategies for Ninja, right? But what I tried to do is keep him fast in relentless gear. That way, essentially, we can get as many hail burns as humanly possible. Like, that's my strategy for this build. So I don't have his crit damage, especially optimized. I actually have a little bit low on all the main stats, defense, attack, and HP, but it gets the job done. I love Ninja in relentless gear. My favorite artifact set for him by far. I would advise you guys definitely try the same build and compare it to whatever you're using him on right now, because he's just amazing, right? He really can work in any gear, right? He's that good. So I have crit damage on the gauntlets. I have HP percentage, again, we already talked about this, so I'm not going to go over it again, on the chest. And then we have speed on the boots. We have crit damage, I'm assuming crit damage and maybe HP. Crit damage on the amulet. We have accuracy with a trip roll of attack there, so we're getting 30% attack and some speed as well. Nice banner there. And then we have attack on the ring with, again, some defense or more HP and some defense. Total stats here, again, we're not quite, or we are, my bad, with the empowerment and stuff and the faction guardians, we're at 47k HP, so that's totally fine. 2300 defense is solid, 234 speed, right where we want it. 96, ideally that's at 100. And then we have 322, which might be a little low for higher Doom Tower and Hydra Clan Boss, otherwise going to be just fine. In terms of masteries on Ninja, we went with War Master. We went with Master Hexer as well. So I want to talk briefly about his other skills. He's got decreased defense on his A1. Love to have that in his kit as well. Great for bosses. So you can be your debuffer and your damage dealer. Really, really cool. Then he has an AoE freeze. Especially love this ability against Dark Fae, right? But I basically use Ninja against well, any Doom Tower boss that I'm not soloing with another like solo build on Uros the Soul Cage or something like that, I'm basically leaning on Ninja very, very heavily, including Hydra Clan boss, including everywhere, right? As my main damage dealer, because his Hail Burn ability, when used against bosses, will instantly activate HP burn debuffs, including ones placed by him. I mean, that's just a ton of damage. The instant activation of really anything, but especially HP burns this last year or so, have been just unbelievable. Escalation as well helps him getting more damage out of his A1 and his A3. When targeting a boss, will only attack the boss and ignore 50% of the target's defense as well on the A3. Will also decrease the cooldown of that A2 Hail Burn by a turn. Man, Ninja is just really the class, the creme de la creme of the damage dealers in Raid Shadow Legends, right? There's really nobody close, in my opinion. Shagar, I'm sorry, you're not the guy I was looking for.
My emotions! I'm
actually looking for Teumesia. So she is an amazing champion. She's the 3rd champion on the list today. The next 2 are going to be Arena Nukers. Teumesia is insane damage, man. I was so surprised with how well she performed, especially in Hydra Clan boss. But really, just all around, I love this champion. So quickly going over her skills, on her A1, she has decreased defense. On her A2, an AoE HP burn for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Also a stun on targets with over 50% turn meter. Decreased speed on targets with more than 50% turn meter. I love this. I just love this ability. So strong on a 3-turn cooldown. Burning Regret, basically it does more damage for each active HP burn in the battle, decreased target's turn meter as well, but up to 400% extra damage on a 3-turn cooldown. This smacks for about 1.5 to 2 million damage on Hydra Clan boss heads. Wow, that's a lot of damage. That's all you need to know about Teumesia, really, right? She also has this cool passive. You guys can go ahead and check it out. She's immune to CC, basically, whenever an ally or enemy is under HP burn freeze, replaced with HP burn. So, pretty cool champion overall. In terms of masteries, we went down, picked up Helm Smasher to ignore some defense. She's also in a Savage gear set, so just maximizing her damage. Her HP and defense are pretty low, again, which you find very typical on Nukers. Her total stats, 48k HP, 2100 defense, 212 speed, 89 shame Ash, and 260. So really, we need to go back in here, get that 89 to 100, because especially on these, well, I guess for every nuker, whether AoE or single target, but when we're dealing 2 million damage in one hit, we need it to always be critical, especially on a Void Affinity champion. So do as I say, not as I do. Overall, again, that accuracy could stand to get a little bit higher. Let's see, we must have gone with attack or something on the banner. Let's see. HP with some speed, a lot of it. So I think we can sacrifice some speed if I had to be critical of this build in order to get that accuracy up. We do have crit damage with a lot of accuracy, 56 of it on the amulet, on the reaction amulet. And then we have HP ring. Again, I really tried to prioritize HP as much as I could, and a great place to get it, as we mentioned, is the accessories, especially when their stats are not that high to begin with. Flat stat can be your friend on these accessories. Speed on the boots, attack percentage on the chest, but at 19% on the crit rate. Hard to replace this piece, this specific piece here, right? And then we get crit damage on the gauntlets. I have a broken set and savage on this champion. All right, my arena nukers, guys. So, I mean, I can't get away from the classic, the best, the quintessential arena nuker in the game. Where are you? Trunda #1. Trunda #2 I have in a destroy set. I actually don't use her anymore.
What, I'm not good enough for you?
One might argue I could use that second Trunda just to power up or empower my main Trunda here, since I don't have a need for her on Scarab King, the dupe. Anyway, Trunda's still my go-to arena nuker, right? The last champion we're going to talk about is actually an epic, and it's kind of a 1A, 1B, depending on affinity, but Trunda, or a 1C, I guess I use Fushan as well, because I have him fully empowered, particularly up at the top. But Trunda's still my go-to option, barring affinity being a factor. She's amazing. I have some of my better gear, but not my best on Trunda, because you know how it is. You have to build so many nukers and so many champions for so many different areas of the game. But either way, she has a lot of attack, almost 6k base attack, 44. It doesn't really matter, these stats, her HP and her defense, because she's arena only for this specific build, or just helping with Doom Tower waves or boss waves, right? 2-1 on the speed, which she's speed tuned for my arena team to go last but not get cut in line, unless I'm CCing with Magnarr. We have 101% on the crit rate, 230 on the crit damage, a little low on the 230 crit damage. The tricky thing with this is I have a maxed out Great Hall on my account, but I'm getting plus 80 accuracy, and then I'm getting another 30 from Faction Guardians. Yeah. So 110 accuracy coming just from those areas, which I really don't want to get rid of, or I can't get rid of in the case of the Great Hall. The reason I say all that is with Trunda for the arena, you really don't want to build any accuracy on her at all. Again, I'm talking specifically for the arena, unless you're inclined to just lead off with a Cloak of Ages. I do see some people doing this. If they want to build an all-around Trunda to be used for Spider, for example, as an HP burner, they'll just use her Cloak of Ages. It does have an insane 6 multiplier on the first hit. For the arena, you can target somebody you want to kill, maybe like a Duchess or something like that, and then hopefully kill the other enemies as well. But Forge Rhythm, if you have low accuracy and you're not landing these stuns, it's going to place 2 hits, right? So places an extra hit on enemies not under stun debuffs, and this can basically just destroy anybody in the arena. So that's what I use her for, right? My main arena nuker, one of the best abilities in the game is Forge Rhythm. Obviously, I have her in Savage. I actually have some crit rate helping to get that 101 on the crit rate as well. In terms of masteries, obviously Helm Smasher. I also have Retribution here in Deterrence on the defense tree. I'm imagining it's just all-out nuke build here, right? We have attack. I haven't looked in a while. Attack, crit damage, attack, right? Crit damage, attack, speed for the gauntlets, the chest, and the boots. So, or actually, I stand corrected. How do you think I got almost 6k attack on this champion?
Just follow the money.
I actually have attack percentage on her boots here. So we really had to try hard, I'm sure, to find a lot of good speed artifacts throughout the rest of her kit. So I actually used a 6-star glyph on this this weapon here as well, because I needed to get all that speed to get it up to 201 without having speed boots on her. So a little bit of a more, I don't know, not the most accessible build for you guys to go ahead and emulate, but it is something you can think about to try to build towards for your arena nukers. Try to get them in attack percentage boots if you can, or if you have a champion coming in like a Cornelia, like a Magnarr to CC the enemy team first. The last champion we're going to talk about, guys, my 5th favorite in no particular order, is going to be Magnarr. The only epic on the list today, and boy, he's just so incredibly good. And he's another champion you can go HP percentage if you can find the gear on the boots. I have speed on my Magnarr, but again, his damage is based on HP, so you can build him into be like an absolute behemoth if you put HP on those boots. Either way, speed, HP percentage, and crit damage. Again, we're looking for as much crit rate as we possibly can. And so we have, what, Savage and crit damage. Now, this is what Trunda should be in. Savage and crit damage, not Savage and speed. However, again, I did need that crit rate to be up a little bit higher. In this case, we have 100 and 240 with 67k HP. Not bad at all. We don't really care too much about accuracy because really, with the A2, my bad. With the A2, usually their strong AoE is the A3, but its percussive pound, his A2, attacks all enemies. Extra hit on enemies without HP burns. Also has a chance of placing a stun on enemies with HP burns. We pretty much don't, we just ignore all that stuff. All we know is it's 2 incredibly hard hits. He's a great nuker, especially on kind of a go second team because of all that HP you can build him in so that you can keep him alive just in case the enemies go first and they try to nuke him down, right? So overall, I mean, that's all you really need to know about his damage is this A2, even though his A3 actually hits pretty hard as well with a debuff spread. In terms of masteries, again, we have Savage, crit damage, and Helm Smasher are going to be our mastery choices. So there you have it, guys. Those are my 5 favorite damage dealers who I use the most inside the game. I want to throw the question at you guys. What damage dealers do you use the most inside Raid Shadow Legends? I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.